A clear website sells, a confusing one just explains. Here's how I know you have a useless website. You still have to explain yourself on every call, every meeting, every DM, whatever it is. You still need to explain your service or product, which is what your website should be doing for you already. If that sounds like you have a placeholder and not a website. If your website isn't selling for you, it's costing you. It's an expense, not an investment. Most websites don't fail because they look bad, because they're ugly. They fail because they're unclear and no one knows what the website even is about in the first place, what it's selling, where it's sending people, what the next step should be. Too many of you overthink your website to the point where it just no longer makes sense. You think you just need a better design, maybe you need more traffic, maybe you should add more info, but think about it. What will changing those things do? If you had a better design, you're still saying the same thing in a different color, in a different font, in a different layout maybe. If more people come to your website, it's still the same thing. They're still confused. They still don't know where they should go, who they should contact, what you even sell in some cases. Maybe you need to add more information, but what value would that information do? What information do you think you need to give people to convince them more to buy from you specifically, that you are the answer to the questions, the answer to the problems? Because in a lot of cases, changing all these things, especially adding more info, isn't actually helping the sale, because you just give people more to think about, more questions that they might have not even had before, more things to consider. That leads to decision fatigue. And believe me, people, they don't want to think. They want the solution placed in front of them so that they can just click and be like, okay, this is what I need, this is who I go to, this is what I'm gonna get. Because think about it yourself, when you have a decision to make. Say you want to go for lunch. Okay, so you end up in a big food court, right? They've got Chinese, they've got sushi, they've Thai, they've got Indian, everything. And you're just hungry, man. You just want some food. You have to stand there and think about, what is it that you're gonna eat next? Do you crave this? Do you crave that? Maybe, this sounds good, this looks good as well. What do I choose? I don't know. And that's exactly how your clients feel when you give them a bunch of information, when they just want one solution. They just want to grab lunch. They don't want to think about, okay, what do I consider? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need blah, 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 whatever, right? That's why decision fatigue is the sales killer. Your website can look nice. It can have all these features. It can have pop-ups. It can have everything and more. But that will just end up with people scrolling through your website, shifting through your website, thinking about, oh, do I need this? Maybe I need that. When they just want one thing. They came for one thing. And having an effective website makes it easier for you as well, because you get to get people straight in, you get better quality clients, you get rid of the silly questions that people inevitably ask every day that you just find annoying to answer, right? Okay, so going back to the main point, your website isn't useless because it looks bad. It's useless because it doesn't make decisions easy. It makes people think, it overwhelms them. But the good thing is that we know what's actually wrong here. So a couple of things, right? Maybe you have an unclear offer where people don't know what you actually do, who it's for, and why it matters. Because say you have a cleaning company, lots of different people need lots of different cleaning for different types, because you've got your Airbnb cleans, your house cleans, your builders cleans, whatever it is, right? How will you now take your service, frame it in a way where people know who it's for, and then tell them what you actually do? And then naturally that will lead into why it matters, because obviously it matters to them. They just need to know that it's for them, and they need to know what you do so that they can buy from you. Another problem is a weak headline, something that's vague, that's trying to be clever, or simply generic. And why is that an issue? Because your headline is the first impression you make, what gets people in the door. Because imagine you walk into a shop and straight away you know what the atmosphere of the shop is, you know what the vibe of the shop is, right? You know, you more or less know the price point, you know whether you want to spend your money here, whether it's even worth going around to look around the shop. That's what your website is doing. Your headline should be acting as a shop sign. It's supposed to create that atmosphere for your brand, for your website, to essentially welcome people in and encourage them to have a look around, to see what they can find, to signify that it is for them, that they are in the right place and that they will be taken care of. And another thing for your website is this sort of broken structure, which actually leads back to the previous point, where you get people in the shop and they need to know where to go next. They need to know where they gravitate to. You need to be able to get through, right? And think about it, if you've got a website that has no flow, no guidance, no objection handling, what incentive will people have to stay on your website, to stay curious, book a call, if they can't even get through the door? And the final worst thing you can do on your website is over explain and then rely on explaining it on the call instead of on your site. Because why are you doing all this over explaining on your website and then hoping that someone books a call with you or gets in touch, and then having to then explain your service and explain yourself why it's for them? You don't need to be explaining yourself, because you can be selling yourself instead. And it's not bad design that kills the sales, because there are some basic websites out there with great results. It's the confusion that kills the sales. Your website should answer questions before they're even asked. Okay, so now that we've established that there is a problem, and the problem is not the design, it's not the fact that you need to change everything, it comes down to a few simple steps that you need to define. So step number 1, sit down with yourself. The question you need to be asking is, can someone understand what you do in 5 seconds? Can a 5-year-old understand it? Can they see at a glance? Or is it overly complicated? Is it trying to be clever? What you need to do now is simply strip it down. Strip it down to who it's for and what results they get, and focus on that. Remove all the jargon words, because clarity beats cleverness every single time. Once you've clarified who it's for and what results do they get, you can then move on to controlling your headline. And the headline might just be the most important part of the site. It should explain value instantly, not try and be clever. It should stop someone's attention and explain your value instantly, not leaving any space for people to think about, to question. This is what you get. And from there, you can begin to take control of your headline. And you might now be wondering, okay, but how do I write a good headline? How do I control my headline? And I will just clarify this right now. That's a whole different conversation, but for now, use this formula. So instead of saying we help businesses grow, say we help specific people get specific results without this pain. And this is the formula that will ensure that you're clear and that you're targeting a specific type of people and providing value to them. So essentially, this is the clarity formula, right? And for now, you don't need to overthink this. Do clarify it, because your headline does 80% of the selling for you. It welcomes people in, it confirms that they are in the right place, and it piques their curiosity, and it makes them want to come and explore your shop a little bit more. And the third point that is a common problem on websites is the actual structure of it, the flow of it. Your website is a sales journey, not a brochure. It should be taking people from A to B. Your A is the sales journey, the actual website, your sales pitch right there, not a brochure that people kind of pick up, think, oh, it is what it is. I know what features it has. Your B should be where you want to guide people, whether it's to book a call, to sign up to something, to check out your location. That's your point B. And as a sales journey, your website should guide the attention of people. It should answer objections, and it should build belief in your brand, in you, step by step. Don't just control information, control how it's understood, because you don't need a new website. You just need a website that thinks for you, that handles objections for you, and that guides people from A to B. Okay, so now that we've went through all of that, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do to turn your website from useless to useful. No redesign needed, just a few steps to provide clarity to your website. So what you're going to do, you're going to focus on the homepage, and you're going to ask either yourself, ask a stranger. Number 1, is it clear what I do in 5 seconds? Number 2, would a stranger understand this without me having to explain this? And number 3, am I forcing people to figure things out? Ask yourself or someone else these questions. Don't make assumptions here. Get the answers to those questions. And then once you have the answers, you're going to rewrite your headline, something simple and direct. And then remove anything confusing and pick one clear message to focus on. And if you're not willing to simplify, at this point you're choosing to stay unclear, because the problem was never your website. It's what your website was saying or wasn't saying. If this made you rethink your website, follow for more, because in the next one I want to get into teardown and showing you exactly what you can do to your website to make it more useful.